After the recent Google ad placement controversy, TV networks smell blood and aren't losing any time going on the offensive as they pitch advertisers. Joining us now to discuss is WSJ media reporter Suzanne Vranica. Hi, Suzanne. Great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Let's back up for a minute here and talk about why there is this scandal involving Google and its ad placements.
Well, it's been in the air about 2 weeks now. There was an investigation by a publication in the UK that found that ads for big brands, some of the biggest in the world, were appearing on sort of objectionable content, whether it's terrorism, anti-Semitic websites, different websites that basically brands would want to stay away from.
Right.
So within the course of a few days, obviously when press call and ask companies, this is a PR nightmare for any company. So these companies didn't know that their ads were appearing. These are bought programmatically, which means an automated buying process that does that.
There's an example, by the way, I just want to point out, of a Toyota ad coming up before a very questionable video. I'm sure Toyota was not excited about that.
Right. So they all, a bunch of advertisers, long story short, have pulled their advertising from Google's YouTube and also many of them from other properties on Google. Most of them are remaining on search, which is their big, their big money makers.
And big advertisers, GlaxoSmithKline,
Absolutely.
PepsiCo, Walmart. What kind of financial toll is it estimated that this will have on Google?
Well, look, everything's suspended now. So you have analysts that are saying, it's a couple $100 million. So it's really unknown. One of the estimates out yesterday said about $750 million in loss for them. Mm-hmm. And given the size of Google, they're not really crying in their soup.
Sure.
But this is an issue. They're working aggressively to say that they're trying to fix this. But this is not a new issue.
No.
Like ads on questionable content have been happening for years. We used to do these stories about, hey, Toyota, your ad's appearing on porn. Hey, brand, your ad's appearing on fake news. Like, this is just basically an output of what's happened with the digital advertising system.
And we do want to read Google's response. They've put something out that says, while we recognize no system will be 100% perfect, we believe these major steps that they're taking, I guess, will further safeguard our advertisers' brands, and we're committed to being vigilant and continuing to improve over time.
Right.
But, for TV networks who've been so used to playing defense when it comes to digital media, this must seem like a gift wrapped up in a bow. How are they planning on capitalizing this during the upfronts?
Well, this is like their biggest time of the year. They're starting negotiations. They're presenting their new fall lineups. And so some networks like the Hallmark Channel, which is Crown Media, they're going to use some of this information in their presentation to advertisers on Wednesday. Clearly, they think they're in a pole position to do so because they have this family-friendly programming. Mm-hmm. But this is not new for these TV networks.
And
They've done this for a couple of years.
That's right. And however, the TV execs should certainly not bring out the champagne just yet. No. Marketers still have deep concerns over the state of TV.
Right. The ratings are still down. Everybody's worried about cord cutting. I mean, TV dollars went to YouTube. It's not been built only on TV dollars. Most of it came at the expense of other digital properties. But so TV networks need any leverage they can get in the fight to make sure that doesn't continue to happen. And if they can grab a couple of dollars that are in the marketplace now, good for them. They used this a couple of years ago. For the last 2 years, they've been talking about the digital ecosystem, whether it was bot traffic and fake ads that are on there, or the wasted money that advertisers were spending on digital advertising because of viewability. So they've used this tact before. Last year they had a decent upfront, but at the end of the day, I think last year for the first time, digital overtook television by a couple of dollars, at least from the estimates. So it's a close horse race.
Right, it's possible that all this money that is not going into digital will just sit there, not necessarily flow back into TV.
Right, and also it probably will go quicker to the digital properties out there. And that's the other backdrop here, right? You have publishers that are using this for their agenda. There's advertisers like AT&T and Verizon's, the telecom guys that have pulled out. This is not just because, my ads got, are on bad content. These people want a piece of this business.
Absolutely.
So everybody's, has their motivation, let's say, for going after Google on this. Everybody wants a piece of the money.
Everybody wants a piece of that Google pie. All right, thank you so much, Suzanne Vranica, for that.